guys, my name's Long Sensation, and today what I got for you guys is somewhat a feedback video for Activision, for the developers at Activision. I've been tweeting them constantly, non-stop, these past couple of months regarding Call of Duty Ghosts, and every suggestion I've actually suggested to them to actually make changes to the game, to actually make Call of Duty Ghosts better, has actually been rejected. They always say, yeah, we're going to pass it on to the developers. I've complained constantly about IEDs and the kill streak Riley. Constantly they say we're going to pass it on, and still yet after 2 to 3 months of complaining or giving constructive feedback, unfortunately there has been no significant changes to the IEDs or the guard dogs, which at the moment is making Call of Duty Ghosts unbearable. So this is going to be kind of a feedback video and also an announcement video, because I actually want to design my own Call of Duty. And what we're going to do, we're essentially going to look at the past couple of Call of Duties, possibly Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Ghosts and Black Ops 2. We're going to look at all of the mistakes that the developers made during those actual releases. We're going to kind of dissect the games. We're going to make our own game. If you're someone like a graphics designer, maybe you want to design your own map or something like that, then of course, please do so. It's going to be a really good series. It's going to be a series that is going to be all to do with you guys actually coming together and us all making the perfect Call of Duty. So over the past couple of releases of Call of Duty Ghosts, in fact I'd actually say regarding every single Call of Duty game, there has been several mistakes within each Call of Duty that literally make the game really annoying and pretty much unbearable to play. And these are literally only 2 to 3 changes or 2 to 3 problems that could be changed, but unfortunately for whatever reason the developers don't see it as an actual thing to actually change, and then the game gets really boring each year. We see the same pattern. They release a really good game. Call of Duty Ghosts is a brilliant game. However, there's those 2 to 3 minor issues that just really do make the game really unbearable. So with Modern Warfare 3, for instance, the death streaks, the MP7/ACR being really overpowered, and of course the assassin and blind eye combination pretty much made that game unbearable. And not to mention the akimbo FMGs and stuff like that. In Black Ops 2, we've seen shock charges, target finders, and of course bouncing betties, and the really overpowered sniper rifles. And within Call of Duty Ghosts, once again, the Riley, the IED, the snipers once again, and for instance the MSBS. The developers decided to actually nerf the MSBS because they thought it was overpowered. Now the reason they actually decided to nerf that is because the people within the COD competitive community actually thought that it was really overpowered. We've seen the same within Black Ops 2. The developers seem to always listen to the competitive community instead of the actual wider community which actually plays the game. For instance, within Black Ops 2, they nerfed the silencers on the SMGs. The reason for that was because that, the COD competitive scene didn't really find a use for the silencers, and they just decided to actually nerf them because quite a lot of people were kind of frustrated by the silencers and they thought they was overpowered. It wasn't a significant nerf that needed to be done. We did see a sniper nerf within Black Ops 2 towards the end of the game, but by the time they actually brought that out, the game was already pretty much done with. People was moving on to games like GTA 5 and other games which was released around that time period. And it's just really frustrating that the developers decide that we're going to make a really good game. However, we're going to put 2 to 3, maybe even 4 bullshit kind of problems within the game in which our community can rage at. Now, one of the ways that they can simply resolve these issues is of course listening to the actual community, not the COD competitive community, because that's a community that's really small. Of course they're playing private matches, for example, in which they just simply ban stuff like the IEDs of the guard dogs and, you know, the snipers, for instance, if they actually did that. And, you know, they pretty much ban these things such as IEDs because that's what they are. They're bullshit things within the game that doesn't need to be there. And, you know, of course, whatever the COD competitive scene thinks overpowered, they'll of course nerf that or just completely remove it out of the private match kind of competitive scene altogether. And that's the way that Call of Duty shouldn't be. It should be all-round fun, and Call of Duty Ghosts has of course missed its purpose of being a fast-paced action shooter. You know, why add stuff such as leaning, for instance, where you need to get 100 or 150 lean kills to actually get your gold camo. The lean is actually a really good feature, however I don't believe it fits in with Call of Duty. It's really frustrating. It's something that, yes, is slightly balanced in the fact that you can basically still see the whole body of the person leaning around the corner. However, it just isn't something that should be within, you know, the Call of Duty game. So you know, there's just these few things that are really annoying. Leaning isn't that big of a problem within Call of Duty Ghosts, but for example, I don't understand why they decided to introduce a guard dog in which you can get with 5 kills or 4 kills with hardline, and then as soon as you call it in, it spawns right next to you. That is something that's really frustrating. Countless times I've ran into a room, I've ran, you know, on the side of the side of an actual wall in which an enemy's been on the opposite side of that wall. They've called in the dog Riley and it spawns right next to them, and it even spawns on the opposite side of the wall right in front of me. By that time, I basically got no time to react and I'm pretty much dead. Which of course is really frustrating. As well as this, if you didn't know, Riley is actually really overpowered. For instance, if you're running with a shotgun, I've even suggested this needs to be changed to the developers. Once again, we've seen no change. If you've actually got a shotgun such as the TAC-12 or the FP6, and you see Riley running towards you, I actually tested this in a private match. If you start shooting him once he gets in range, it takes, I believe, 3 to 4 bullets to actually kill, but by the time you shoot that, you know, so-called deadly bullet, which will kill the dog, he's already pretty much ripped your neck off, and then you're dead. So that's something that, of course, needs to be changed. But, you know, going on to this rant, I just want to say, all the developers need to do in actually to make a good Call of Duty, or, you know, an actual Call of Duty that doesn't have all this bullshit within the game, is just simply get in contact with YouTubers such as Jive Turkey, Thunder, Fistico, stuff like that, the people that actually give feedback on the game, not these people that, you know, pretty much bum up to the game such as T Martin or RDA, regardless if they actually put out a game in which, you know, there was, you know, 50 dogs on every single game, for instance, or something like that, that's really overpowered. They don't care. They're simply just going to continue to make videos, and, you know, even if they got invited to the events, for instance, they of course wouldn't really give that much constructive criticism, because at the end of the day they don't really care. People like Thunder, for instance, actually really does care about the game. This is why he makes these videos saying, you know, nerf the snipers, nerf the IEDs, nerf, you know, the dog. And they just don't listen, and I don't understand. I can understand it from the developer's point of view. They must find it frustrating when someone's saying, you know, basically your game is good, but it's got those, you know, few little bullshit things within the game that do make the game unbearable. That's why Thunder went back to Black Ops 2. Yes, Black Ops 2 has got major issues, but it is definitely better than Call of Duty Ghosts, just simply because it's a new game. And, you know, it's got those small little things in it once again that just simply make the game unbearable. So that is pretty much it. That is my rant pretty much over. All they need to do is get in contact with these YouTubers that actually give feedback on the game and actually give you an honest opinion. And then just simply invite them out and say, look, here's what we're developing on, you know, Black Ops 3, for instance. What do you think of the game? You can test the game for, you know, 2 weeks, for instance, and if you know, have some feedback, then of course please do give it to us, and, you know, we'll actually make significant changes to the game. People that actually have a channel in which they give tips and tricks and don't actually, you know, really care about the game shouldn't be invited to these events, because quite simply They're just going to play the game no matter what. They're going to continue to upload videos, continue to get money off your game in which they don't really care about, and you know, just basically continue to run your game into the ground. So that's all I suggest. Get some YouTubers out there to the development stages of the next COD and actually listen to what they've got to say. They of course are basically giving you the information you need to make your game enjoyable, and if you listen, I promise you that your game will definitely succeed. But that is pretty much it. Now I just want to kind of mention that I will be doing a series on my channel. It will start in the next couple of days hopefully, in which we're going to kind of design Black Ops 3 as I mentioned before. We're not sure if Black Ops 3 is going to be released as of yet, but it's always something that's going to be kind of unique. I will tag Activision in every single video, so every time you like the video, it will go straight to their kind of Twitter, and of course they'll be notified regarding, you know, guns for instance. We're going to do everything from guns to perks to kill streaks to the perk system, to the maps possibly. Some graphics designers want to design some maps or something like that. And we're just going to have a really good time doing it. Like I said, it's all going to be to do with you guys that actually focus on the game and, you know, that actually enjoy playing the game. If you give a suggestion in the comment section below, then of course it's going to be in the video. It's going to be something that I'm going to be talking about, and it's going to be something that's going to help us develop this game in, you know, a kind of virtual world. And, you know, maybe even Activision will listen. I know that I've got, you know, a small community of my channel, but, you know, it never hurts to kind of try, and, you know, hopefully it will be a good series for you guys to enjoy. And, you know, once again, hopefully Activision will recognise this and decide to take some of these ideas on and hopefully put that into a future Call of Duty game. But that is pretty much it for this video, guys. I know that it's been a really long video, longer than my usual videos, but hopefully you enjoyed. And of course, please put in the comment section below what you'd like me to cover for the first episode of this Making Call of Duty series. Maybe we want to talk about weapons such as the assault rifles or the shotguns, or maybe we want to talk about the kind of squad points or the you know, the perk system or something like that. Put it in the comment section below. Definitely going to start doing this in the next couple of days, so definitely stay tuned on this channel. But anyway guys, that is pretty much it for this video. I've been Long Sensation. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.